средствами противовоздушной обороны в течение суток перехвачены 7 противорадиационных ракет «Харм», 1 крылатая ракета большой дальности «Storm Shadow», а также 10 реактивных снарядов систем залпового огня «Хаймарс».
Today we spoke about the jets, very important topic for us because we can't control the sky, you know it. So I think you know everything deeply because we're real partners. Rishi knows all the details, what's going on our battlefield. Thank you very much. And we want to create this jets coalition, and I'm very positive with it. We spoke about it, and I see that in the closest time you will hear some, I think, very important decisions, but we have to work a little bit more on it.
It's not just the provision of planes, it's also the training of pilots and all the logistics that go alongside that. Now the UK can play a big part of that. One thing we will be doing, starting actually relatively soon, is training of Ukrainian pilots, and that's something that we've discussed today. We're ready to implement those plans in relatively short order, which will mean that we're training Ukrainian citizens to become absolutely combat ready aircraft pilots, and particularly whether it comes to NATO tactics as well, because that's an important part of the long-term relationship between our countries. But I think it's important for the Kremlin to also know that we're not going away. Right, we are here for the long term. We remain steadfast in wanting to defend Ukraine, not just now to reclaim its rightful territory, but also to ensure that Ukraine has the means to defend itself into the future as well. And that's another topic of conversation that we've had today, is about the security arrangements that we should put in place amongst allied countries for Ukraine for the long term, to ensure that it can defend itself and provide effective deterrence against future Russian aggression.
ta broń trafi do północno-wschodniej części naszego kraju, do 16. Dywizji Zmechanizowanej. Jej zadaniem będzie odstraszanie agresora, wzmocnienie wojska polskiego na wschodniej flance Polski i wschodniej flance Sojuszu Północnoatlantyckiego.
I also expect that we will agree a multi-year program for Ukraine, where we will work on how to help Ukraine to transition from Soviet-era standards, doctrines, equipment to NATO standard doctrines and equipment, and to become fully interoperable with NATO. And of course, to do that also helps them to move towards NATO membership. And then I also strongly believe that all allies will state that, of course, the most urgent task now is to ensure that Ukraine prevails, that President Putin does not win this war, because it's only if Ukraine prevails as a sovereign, independent nation in Europe that there's any meaning in discussing when and how Ukraine can become a member of the alliance.
Why did influential countries such as India, South Africa or Vietnam abstain from the relevant UN resolutions calling on Russia to end its illegal invasion? These questions deserve an answer. When I talk to leaders from those countries, many assure me that they are not questioning the underlying principles of our international order. What they are struggling with is the unequal application of those principles. What they expect is representation on equal terms and an end to Western double standards. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that all of these claims are always justified. But we must address them if we want to encourage the powers in Asia, Africa and the Americas to join us in building and defending a stable global order.
I also expect the leaders to rally behind two main principles. The one is that we will keep supporting Ukraine for as long as it takes. And the second principle is nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. As long as it takes must translate basically into stable financial support, of course also beyond 2023, and accelerated military support focused on the now and here, and nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine means very strong support for President Zelensky's peace formula. We should never forget that Ukraine is the country that was brutally invaded, and it's therefore the one that should set out the core principles for just peace.